Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Hello, everybody. So, today at 8 a.m. Pacific time, we got the hotfix number 33 to finally go through. So let's just get straight into it. Hello, everybody. We'll be doing hotfix 33 today, February 22nd, 5 a.m. Let's just look at some of the changes that we have. So, fix an issue with crashing, logic that could cause rubber banding. This is huge. There was massive amounts of rubber banding. We all know about it. If you've played Dark and Darker like even once in the last couple months, you know that this is a massive piece of information. Glad to see that it's getting worked on finally. Wonderful. Fix an issue where Ranger's quickfire could sometimes not be reused. Okay. Fix an issue where Wizard's ice shield would trigger without actually taking damage. That's a good one. Wow. Fix an issue where some emotes could allow players to see through walls. This might not affect the majority of the user base, but this was massive. If you didn't know, you could use an emote which would change your character model and push your head forward, which then let you actually peek through closed doors, and you would be able to get a ton of information for no risk. And it was completely broken, and it was only a matter of time before they patched that out. But good change. It's good for the game. Fix an issue where Centipede's poison had a larger collider than was visible. Okay, that's a good change too. Fix an issue where the character's back face could be exposed when entering the goblin caves. It's actually kind of funny to do with the lizard skin because it looked really weird. It kind of looked like you were wearing a Halloween mask. But yeah, okay. It's nothing crazy, but sure. Fix an issue where the portal would not spawn around the final circle in the final phase of goblin caves. This is huge. The second to last shrink would happen and nothing would come up. You would just be forced to get into the new zone. And then from there, you would have to try to find where the new portal is going to come up. And then you'd have to deal with mobs and stuff. And then it would come up very late, like a couple seconds before the final shrink happens. So it was kind of iffy. So I think overall, this should be adding an extra portal into the goblin caves, which should make it a little bit easier to extract towards the end. Good change. Fix an issue that resulted in players being unable to properly escape the ice cave elevator. Okay, cool. Fix an issue where players could become trapped by torches in certain spots in the ice cavern. Yeah. It's not just there though. It's also on lifts. Even in the goblin caves, you can still get locked into the elevator lifts in some of the places in goblin caves. And if that happens, there's literally nothing you can do about it. Fix an issue where the UI was cut off and not displaying accurately at certain resolutions. I'm not too sure about that, but okay. Oh, this is... Fighter's sword mastery increases movement speed by 10 instead of increasing impact resistance by 1 in a defensive stance. That's a weird change. Why? Hey guys, this is post-production Ubi. The thing that I've been basically hearing about this change is that it actually helps fighters who are using the longsword. It will somehow, by decreasing that impact resistance, they'll actually be gaining more parry frames in order to, parry, I guess, like a projectile or something. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but my guess is that because your impact resistance is lower, you'll actually have a larger animation, and then you can time it after the animation ends. So pretty good for fighters overall, I believe. Barbarian receives treacherous lungs. That sounds like a new ability. So like a new skill probably. So we'll go into game and read the description of that and get our thoughts on that. So here we are looking at our barbarian and treacherous lungs. It's a passive. Increases the duration of all shouting abilities by 30%. Oh. 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 I see. That is something. Barbarian's axe specialization weapon damage has changed from +3 to +5. Okay, so hot take. I think this is a good one. And the reason I think this is a good one is I feel as though that +3 damage from axe specialization just wasn't really doing it for barbs. I didn't really see it being used a whole lot. But this is also kind of like wild because you don't want things like, you know, Francesca axes to hit even harder. But the good thing about this is I feel that we want barbarians to lean more towards using axes, you know, two-handed axes and things like that. That's something that we don't see a lot of. The battle axe and the double axe might be fun to use. At least the double axe is kind of fun to use, but we don't see them using it a whole lot, and we kind of want to push them towards that because it's really just like Zweihander and then Viking sword, right? That's kind of what it is. So we want to see more variety. So that's a good step, and I'm okay with the 3 to 5. It's a bit of damage, but I'm okay with it. Wait, cleric's divine protection, physical damage reduction. Oh, okay. Changed from 30 to 50%, and the cooldown reduction, wow, was cut in half. This is a really big W for clerics everywhere. If you didn't know, cleric has a skill that you can activate called divine protection, and this will give you, for I believe 4 seconds, it would give you just a flat increase in your physical damage reduction, or your PDR, by 30%. And this is being buffed from 30% to 50%. That's a great change by itself, because I've used that before when I ran cleric earlier in the White for Fun, and it didn't feel strong. It's hard to time because it's only 4 seconds. It's only 4 seconds, so it's a little difficult to time. And about half the times I used it, I felt like I was just blowing it. And then when the enemy was making that initial push to start their combat action, they would see me pop something, and then they would just back up for a couple seconds. And then once I stopped glowing, they were like, all right, time to go back in. And then it had a 90-second cooldown, which I didn't realize how long it was, but yeah, that definitely needed to be toned down because I never got to use this twice in combat. So that's pretty good. That's actually really good. Huge W. If you're a cleric main, massive. That might give you a little more opportunity to run some different types of builds, and one of them specifically that I like to run is I like to run a speedy cleric who doesn't really have a lot of PDR and can't really tank hits, which I just like to move fast. That's really what it is, guys. So this is a good one. Wizard receives an ice mastery. Okay, so this sounds like a passive. We'll have to go in game and check it out to see what that is. Okay, and then wizard staff mastery is now 3. Ice mastery. Post-production Ubi here again. My audio cut out, so I'm just doing a voiceover here. Ice mastery lets us freeze the target's feet and effectively root them in place for half a second when you use ice bolt. That's pretty much all there is to cover here. It's a little strange, but yeah, about it. Yo, that's weird. It's actually really weird. Ah, here it is. This is really good. Some people might not like this, but Wizard's Staff Mastery magic weapon damage increase has been changed from 5 to 3. This is really good. So this is a 40% nerf to the damage that you were getting from Staff Mastery. Staff Mastery was insane. Okay. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Wizard's Ice Shield now has a 5-second cooldown before it can be activated again. Yeah, okay. If this wasn't a thing before, it needed to be. I didn't realize Ice Shield didn't have a cooldown. What the? Oh no, here we go. Bard's melodic protection, physical damage reduction changed from 15% to 30%. Okay. Bards need love right now, I believe. Or especially like the solo queues, because they just don't get played. They're very hard to manage, and this is the one class that I literally don't play ever. But the criticism that I do have is this portion right here. And the problem that I see with it is this is a common theme with the devs at Iron Mace. They have a tendency to go kind of back and forth with their scaling numbers, and yeah, it's a little bit problematic. The way that they maybe see this is, okay, we're just giving it a 15% increase, 15 to 30, and maybe that's how their logic is, but my logic is they are doubling the PDR that you get. This is a 100% scaling difference. This is, you know what I mean? Like, this is doubling that. So I don't know. I would like to see them do smaller testing numbers and stuff, but at the same time, I don't play Bard a lot, so maybe this is how much it needed to be. Yeah. Bard's Den of Darkness range has been changed from 450 to 550. Okay, fine. That's not a huge issue. I think 550 is originally what it was at a while back. And then Piercing Shrill has been changed to 550 as well, which again, I think that's what it was at. These are fine. That's totally fine. That should help the Bard a little bit. I don't know how much, but at least a little. Warlock's Blow of Corruption cooldown changed from 15 to 18 seconds. Okay, cool. This isn't a huge deal. This really doesn't hurt you as a Warlock a whole lot. 3 extra seconds on your cooldown from when you use Blow of Corruption doesn't really matter when you should only really need to use Blow of Corruption once anyways, right? Magic damage of all grades of magic oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, I don't want to be that guy that says like, I knew it, or like, I'm always right, or any of that. I don't want to be that guy. But this is massive for me. I have been saying this since the very start of this wipe. Before I even started considering making videos on YouTube and uploading them, I have been saying that the damage increase, the flat magical damage increase that you get from a magic staff is overtuned. It's too much. I don't like using the magic staff. Yeah, you guys should already know if you've seen anything from this channel. I guess I call myself a Warlock main, and I run a magic staff and a spell book, and I always defer to my spell book because I push movement speed. But a lot of people use the magic staff, and on top of that, the new build with like a wizard bonk has just been, it's been a little overtuned. So I've been saying it for a long time. I think that magic staff was way too strong. If you need a comparison, a purple spell book gave you +6 magic damage, whereas a purple staff gave you +10 magic damage. And I always thought that that was a little too much. We'll go in game again and check this, but I think that if they bring the magic staff damage from a purple being, you know, instead of +10, like +9, maybe +8. I'm not sure about +8. +8 feels like maybe a tiny bit too much. Like if they could make it like 8.5, that I feel like that would be right. But we don't use decimal systems in Dark and Darker, so +9, +8, that would probably be ideal. I've been saying this for a long time, so sorry, I had to rant about that. Personally, I think this is a W, because I just thought it was overtuned for a very long time and it needed to be touched up on. So I'm glad to see it. I'm glad to see that I wasn't crazy either, because I was saying this at the beginning of the wipe, like they're going to change it, they're going to, and then they never did. And so I thought, wow, they really just are okay with magic staff where it's at. But very happy to see it. All right, moving on. Sorry about that. Moving on. Wait, what? Okay, I'm okay with decreasing the damage of your Francesca axes, especially since we just saw that barbarians got that buff. But I don't know about recurves and longbows. I don't know how much. This, I could definitely see the way the Iron Mace does it is like 10% generally, right? So I could see these being dropped by about 10%. But I don't know. I haven't really ran into rangers using longbows. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I play solos. What do you guys think? Is this like a W or is this an L? Is this just like whatever? Let me know. Let me know if you have any idea, because this one's confusing to me. But decreasing the damage of Franny's, that works for me. That part is at least, I think, a W. Please let me know about the bows though. I'd like to get some feedback on that. All right. Windless crossbows hit slow duration has been changed from 2 seconds to 1.5 seconds. Well, that's good, because I don't quite like getting a movement penalty for getting hit, but I guess it's kind of good because it rewards the person for slowing themselves down and hitting their shots. But I don't know. I sometimes it's kind of annoying. Personally, I like this. I don't know how some people are going to go over with this one, but I like this. So overall, you're going to get slowed by a lower amount when you do get hit by a windlass, and that slow is also going to last a less amount of time. So overall, windlass slows should be less oppressive if they ever were in the first one. W, I think. You can now more easily exchange items between gold coin containers by dragging and dropping them. Okay. Containers are now prioritized when acquiring gold into the inventory / stash. That's huge. That's a good quality of life update. I like it. That's a W. The size of the ice cobalt has been slightly reduced. Yeah, they were a bit swollen, weren't they? Yeah, they were a little bit on the puffy side, huh? They were like, they weren't quite at the damn, but they were like fluffy, right? You know, Gabriel Iglesias, you should have laughed at that. Okay. The sold by tab? Sold by? Wait, what? The sold by tab has been removed from the marketplace. The sold by tab. Sold by? I don't even know what that means. Okay, whatever. Clearing up clutter in the marketplace, I guess. The sold by. Sold by what? I don't understand. In the marketplace, products with quantity are displayed, sorted with their individual prices. Oh, this is good. Yeah, so I think some people were losing out on gold because they would, for example, sell a blue throwing knife or whatever for like 100 gold, and then some people would sell a stack of it, which is 2 for 100 gold. So they were losing out on like 100 gold. Or some people like me were abusing that. Next. Improved loading speed when running the game process. That's always welcome. Anything that has to do with like making the game run better is great. I, for example, run a 4080, and yeah, this game is not super optimized, so any optimization is always very, very welcome. And then Japanese localization readability has been slightly improved. Great. Hello, adventurers. In this hotfix, we focused on fixing known issues, improving server performance and stability. Huge W. It will address known balance issues and also include adjustments to less frequently used class abilities. These adjustments will continue to be made in the future. Nice. And then this is this is just the same message that we got last time, but I'll just go over it if you're listening and not watching. Due to some disruptions in the previous weeks, we've also decided to extend the season by 1 week to give players ample opportunity to participate in pre-season number 1. Once preseason number 1 ends, a 2-week preparatory period for the next wipe will take place. During this period, various trials and drastic balance changes may occur, and they will occur. They will. There are a lot of changes coming to Dark and Dark. Please wait a little longer for the upcoming wipe. We are working very hard on new additions to the game. We think you will enjoy what is to come. See you in the dungeons. Cool. Okay, great. Okay, so we are going to hop on to the main character because we want to take a look at Magic Staff. And let's see what this is the big one for me, so I'm like super excited. Here's a legendary book, 7, 8. So they took the legendary from 10 damage to 8. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, we already talked about this a little bit. What do you think about this one? Because I think some people are going to be really upset. Personally, I think some people are going to be very upset about this one. But okay, I can deal with that. I think that that's a bit more in line. That 19, that's like 2 points of damage, right? So yeah, about a 10% nerf. That's because I think these used to be 21. And if you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.